Alright, so this is the process for making Tony Ross popcorn. We've got our pan with the nice thick bottom on the bottom there. We've got our lid. Got our heat set to, it's about 7 out of 10. Quarter cup corn oil. Half cup popcorn seeds. There we go. In goes the corn oil. And then I drop in 1, 2, 3 kernels. Those will be our test kernels. And then I sprinkle across that 1/4 teaspoon of popcorn salt. The color of the salt's not important. It just has to be a very finely powdered salt to work. And we're going to wait for these 3 kernels to pop. When they pop, that means the pan is hot enough and we're ready to pop for the rest of them. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes and the test kernels have reached the temperature at which popcorn pops. And so we wait for that 3rd one to pop because we don't want to have oil fly on our face. Remove the lid. Now we dump in the 1/2 cup of popcorn. Turn the lid and give it a little shake. Okay. Meanwhile, while it's popping, I take a 1/2 stick of butter and just cut it into little pieces. This helps melt quicker and more evenly without burning. Now you see the steam is building up in the pan underneath the lid, and that'll make your popcorn kind of styrofoamy. What I do is I take like one of these cooking fork things and just kind of poke it under there so it lets some of the steam out. Or I set the lid on just slightly skew so you can hear the popcorn popping now, and there is steam escaping, not just getting trapped inside of there. Okay, so we're going to wait. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid back on and just give it a little shake here. What the shaking does is it keeps the kernels that have popped from getting stuck to the bottom and burning. Alright, so you can see it's starting to slow. So now I just take the lid off. You're not likely to lose any. And I'll just take that utensil from earlier and just kind of with a pitchfork stir up the bottom of the pan so that the kernels that are down there are being moved occasionally until I haven't had a pop in a few seconds. Well, there's one. Alright, so at this point, it's popping very seldomly, so I'm going to go ahead and dump it. Alright, now, at this point, I'm going to take the pan and leave it off the stove, or off the heat. There's my hot burner. I'm going to turn that off. There's my pan. If you like your popcorn a little extra salty, at this point, just leave it as it is, throw the butter in. If you don't like the extra salt, you can go over to your stove or your sink, put about, a little bit of water in there, rinse that salt out, and then just turn it to the stove. It's still very hot without being on the burner. And at this point, you throw in that butter you cut up and you just let it melt. Meanwhile, my nephew is getting out bowls so he can share in the popcorn goodness. as the butter begins to melt, just kind of swirl it in the pan. If the pan lost too much heat, you can put it back on that burner that's been turned off but has that residual heat going. You'll get that bubble going on the butter there. Okay, butter's all melted. Starting to get that foam going on there. Now we're going to pour it over the popcorn. Now, just because my wife likes to be the one to search for and steal all the buttery popcorn ones, I like to try to evenly coat them all. So I do a little flip on the bowl to switch them around to the bottom side, get more butter. So the rest of the butter goes on there. And then I throw all the butter and the popcorn back into the pan again, because there's butter along the sides of the pan, all sorts of buttery goodness. And then I turn the lid and give it a nice little shake here. And there you go. The popcorn is served. You can see they're all kind of got that buttery, oily glaze going on there. And you're ready to eat.